Hey, just want to share with you guys a movie that I was watching yesterday. It's about this family. So the man loses his job. They made a lot of money. He was an athlete. He got injured and he lost his work. And now this girl, this woman, who has never worked a day in her life, she's got to now go and figure something out. Yeah. So this man, he gets the odd job as a construction worker from time to time, but it's not nearly enough to sustain them. So she's got to go out now and look for work. And she gets a job at what it seems to be a massage parlor, so as a masseuse. And so on her first day of work, she realized, no man, this is actually a brothel, you know? And she leaves immediately. And then when she gets home, she's got 3 children, they've got 3 kids. And when she gets home, her one child is like, Mommy, could I get some more other thing for soccer? And she has to say no. And then she thinks about that, and that pushes her to go back there. And she's like, okay, I'll do it. Because my kids, what are we going to do? They're not used to not having things. And it's also not nice, I'm sure parents can understand, to say no to your children. So she goes and she works this job and she makes a lot of money. She pays their bills. She settles everything. She settles their house and everything. And she's now able to sort of give the life that they had. And then obviously eventually everything comes out. In the end, it's a movie after all. And this man, when he finds out, says something to her that actually touched me. He's like, he reminds her of something that had happened when they had first met. He's like, remember when we first met, we had a dog that was sick. This dog was very ill. It was so ill that they had to put him down. It's like, remember when we had to put him down? How it was tough on both of us. We drove him to the vet, and because I just was way too emotional, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get him in there. You took him and you took him in there. He died in your arms, right? It was tough for you also, but you did it for me. Every single time, he says to her, every single time we've gone through anything difficult, anytime life has just been rough on us, I always thought of that moment, and I thought of that woman, and I thought, we're going to be fine. I would think we are going to be fine, because she's strong and she would do anything for me. And now, after whatever has happened, every time I think of you, this is what I think of. It made me sad, and it actually got me thinking that I think in every relationship, not just in romantic relationships, we all look for we all need to feel like we can rely on the people around us. We all like to feel like if today doesn't work out, I can go home and I can call whomever, or I can talk to whomever and be like, wow, babe, I don't know what happened today. I don't know what happened today. It was so tough, and we can reason together and we can cry together if we must, but we'll figure it out together. And if we can't, it's okay, because we're here, both of us, It's so nice to know that you've got somebody who cares, and I see a lot of people, a lot of the relationship advice that's on social media is basically, if he or she is not doing that, you don't do that, or don't love more than the other person, or don't give more than the other person, that sort of thing. And all I have to say to that is, listen, if I'm generally a person, I don't think we're going to gain anything from holding back or um, changing for the worst. In other words, if I am really, really, really good at, I don't know, being romantic, for example, if I'm really, really good at birthdays and you are not the best at all when it comes to birthdays, I'm not going to say just because you don't get me anything for my birthday, I'm going to stop giving you gifts for your birthday or whatever. I'm just going to say, okay, that's just something that you're going to need to work on. And if this is something that is so important to me, I'm not going to stop doing it. Eventually you'll catch on, you know. But for me to say, I'm going to stop loving you a certain way because you don't love me in that way, or you have a difficult time showing it, it's a bit dumb, if you ask me, because what are we doing? The only way to teach you sort of how to love me is to show you. Gogo, if I'm just gonna say no, he doesn't do that or she doesn't do that, therefore I'm gonna withdraw. I don't think that'll solve anything. I don't think it'll solve anything at all. I think just love me, you know, love me and I'll love you. And if the way that we're doing it is not working for either of us, then we can begin to have those conversations. But for somebody to stop doing something positive just because the other person struggles with it a little bit, I think is a bit extreme. I don't think that would help anybody at all. And there's also nothing more beautiful than knowing that I can rely on you. You know, again, there will be days where you're just like, wow, I don't know what happened. I've had such a tough day. I don't know what happened, you know? And the other person must be able to say, I've got you. You can fall if you must fall. Fall if you must fall. Cry if you must cry. Do what you must. I have got you. We'll figure it out together. We will reason together. We will cry together if we must. We will get through it together. Hey? It's just nice. It would be nice. It just touches me so much.